Hi everybody, Rainthony Daytano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Juice WRLD album, Goodbye and Good Riddance. This is the debut commercial full-length album of Chicago-based trap balladeer Juice WRLD, who is hitting it kind of big right now with the lyrical Lemonade crowd, and he's not your typical auto crooner. In comparison with a lot of his contemporaries, he's a lot more tortured and depressing, a bit darker and more heartbroken. You could draw a lot of artistic parallels between this and a lot of the moody, spacey trap sounds that we've been hearing artists explore over the past few years, but Juice seems to consciously be mixing these sounds with elements of emo music, which comes partially from his very boyish and kind of whiny vocal delivery, also from the melodies that he chooses to sing. Of course, these emo vibes pour through on the lyrics in his songs too. I still see your shadows in my room, can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you, oh. There are a lot of very clear and recurring themes on this thing of having a broken heart and having trust issues. I mean, there's even a track on here titled All Girls Are the Same. Also, take these lyrics from the song Used To. I've been drinking and driving and surviving, take my sorrow and bear me alive in it. Wear your best dress, girl, cause you're gonna die in it. Bet you regret the day you lied in it. When I'm listening through a lot of these tracks, I kind of get part emotional trauma, but also part unintentional hilarity, because the lyrics are just so goddamn melodramatic, especially with the twinkly little guitar samples laced into this particular instrumental. Also from the song Hurt Me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but the drugs won't hurt me, the drugs won't hurt me. Ex-girlfriend keeps calling my phone, but the bitch can't hurt me, so I'm not worried. He's just an emotional boy, okay? He's just a young emotional boy. But what's funny about this track and a lot of others on here is the melodies on this thing just really seared themselves into my brain after just a couple of listens. I enjoy a bulk of the lyrics on this album for a mix of different reasons. Sometimes I think they're so bad that they're good, other times I think that they are legitimately compelling. But truth be told, they are not very deep, poetic, or profound given their subject matters of relationships and emotional issues. Even when Juice breaks the fourth wall on a track and shows a hint of self-awareness, he fails to really add another dimension to what exactly it is he's doing. Like when he sings, listen to my story, it's depressing, heartbreak mixed with the drugs, not the best thing, devil trying to test me, I'm failing, inhaling, you took it all back. So while no, I don't doubt that Juice WRLD has had his heart broken or done the drugs he sings about in his songs, he just kind of takes a very surface level and reductive approach to these topics. Which in a way I guess is kind of in line with his emo and trap roots, because there's a lot of crappy emo music out there that's not really that deep. It's like a fake deep cry for attention. Basically white suburban men pretending to be a wounded bird emotionally to get the attention of women. There have been a lot of artists taking this whole trap thing into a more melodic direction lately, and Juice WRLD certainly takes a lot of cues from people like Young Thug and Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty. And Juice WRLD is far from the first person to go emo or rock or metal with this sound either. Probably the most recent and most popular example of this has to be the late Lil Peep, who in his music also explored similar themes of addiction and depression and love on the rocks. On Good Riddance, there are a handful of very good highlights. Typically when Juice brings a very good beat, a melody, a tune, some decent lyrics. My favorite in the track listing, surprisingly, may be the song Black and White. I don't know what it is about this song. Is it the nostalgic toy music box synthesizers? Is it the way Juice's vocals break as he sings in like an upper register at the intro of the song? Is it the lyrics about him and his friends just kind of commiserating and doing drugs together? I'm in my white Benz and I'm doing codeine with my white friends. There's just something so freaking infectious about this track. It kind of gets me choked up too. I also dig the song Candles quite a bit too. I love the dense layers of auto-tuned vocal harmonies on this track, and there's something really odd about the groove and the rhythmic pacing of the vocal melody on the hook of this thing. Now, even though there are some tracks on this thing that I legitimately love and sort of make me look forward to hopefully a brighter future for Juice WRLD. There are plenty of cuts on here where I think vocally, emotionally, lyrically, he does go a little overboard, bordering on being obnoxious or just kind of feeling like the sadness of this record is very forced. The song I'm Still features one of the worst vocal melodies on the hook of the entire record. Meanwhile, reading into the lyrics of Scared of Love feels similar to that of like diving into a really bad, cringy teenage diary entry. There are other low points on here, like the half-hearted hook on the track Long Gone, or the really awful and basic similes on the song End of the Road. There are also a few tracks on here where it sounds like the mixing could use a little bit of work, because occasionally there's a song here and there that sounds noticeably more lo-fi than the rest of the cuts on the record. And on top of that, across the length of the entire album, Juice WRLD comes off kind of one-dimensional. There isn't a whole lot of depth to what exactly he does, even if it is pretty great in small doses on particular tracks. Because by the halfway point of this thing, I mean, he's kind of exhausted his whole shtick. I'd say this album is mildly entertaining at points, but just super inconsistent, very much a mixed bag. Pretty shallow too, but I can still walk away from this record having loved at least a couple of songs on it. I'm feeling a strong 5 on this thing. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't die. Put a comment in the comments if you're feeling full of thoughts. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Juice WRLD, forever.